Hey guys, Mike here. So today I'm here to talk to you about the current war. In this review I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film and whether or not you guys should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler free. However, if you don't know anything about the film and you want to go in completely blind, then it's just come back to this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we?
Only one man would rise.
In the current war, we follow Thomas Edison, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and George Westinghouse, played by Michael Shannon, as the two of them try to revolutionise the world with the power of electricity by lighting up America in a 13-year-long battle, basically. Along the way, we have revelations and inventions, and backstabbing and double-crossing. And so we have the current war. So going into the current war, I saw that it was getting mixed to low reviews, and I was thinking, well, why is this movie getting it? It's got quite a star-studded cast. It can't really be all that bad. So obviously, I wanted to watch this movie to see for myself why everyone was saying it was so bad. And unfortunately, I can pretty much see why people have been saying that this one is as bad as it is. So first of all, I'm just going to get out of the way a couple of things that I did like. I thought the performances were, pretty good. Michael Shannon's good in this, Benedict Cumberbatch is good in this, the rest of the supporting cast are good in it as well. And as well, Tom Holland, though he's not really in the movie all that much, he definitely does the best that he can with the material that he's been given. And as well, as a side note, I just couldn't stop myself from laughing when I saw Tom Holland's mustache. Mainly for the fact that I knew that it wasn't real because I saw in an interview with Graham Norton that he pretty much can't grow facial hair. And honestly, Tom, I'm right there with you, buddy. I mean, obviously, as well, other actors have mustaches and beards attached to their face, but there was just something about seeing Tom Holland with a little mustache that just really cracked me up. And as well, when the movie got a little bit more interesting, it definitely was interesting, though these scenes didn't really last all that long. But now with those positives out of the way, let's get to the real reason why this movie's not that good. First of all, the pacing. This movie is all over the place. At the start, it's incredibly rushed, and I swear to God, they skip over a year in about 5 minutes. And there are other points where it just goes so slow that you kind of wish that, they'd either just move on, or you're just wondering why they're even focusing on this in the first place. So the movie never really finds that nice balance of what to focus on and what not to focus on. And for the historical accuracy in this movie, I can't really speak to what's true or false because I don't really know anything about this time, I don't really know much about the characters, or really the people. So that's a point I can't really talk about. Though I will say as well, I think the movie forgets how old people are supposed to be. Because I can accept Benedict Cumberbatch or Michael Shannon not looking much older in the 13 years. But say Tom Holland doesn't look a day older than he is throughout the movie, except at the end where he does have his little mustache. But I think the worst case of this was Thomas Edison's children. Because at the start of the movie, his kids are about 5, 7 years old, something like that. And this movie takes place over 13 years, so you'd think that by the end they're either 18 or 20. But at the end, they look about 10 years old, so I don't know if his kids had some kind of, growth defect where they age, half the speed of regular humans. But it was just something that I just found a little bit distracting. And I think the movie just kind of forgot how old they were supposed to be. But I would say this movie's biggest problem is, for the most part, what they're talking about. They don't really make it all that interesting. And honestly, I forgot pretty much halfway through who was using what current or who was using what bulb or why any of it really mattered, really. But honestly, I think probably most, if not all of this movie's problems could be solved by making one somewhat simple, well, I say somewhat simple, change. Because at the end of this movie, both my friend and I said the exact same thing. This would have worked much better as a TV series. Because they could have spent longer just focusing on these little details and making them just a little bit more interesting, rather than just rushing past them insanely quick, just to kind of get this whole 13-year-long story into a 2-hour slot. But honestly, even if this was adapted into a TV series, probably wouldn't really watch it anyway. The main reason I went to go see this movie in the first place was because Benedict Cumberbatch, Michael Shannon and Tom Holland were in it, and also I wanted to see whether it was as bad as people were saying it was. And though while this movie isn't great, I've definitely seen worse movies so far this year. But now, as for whether or not, you guys should go and see it. Honestly, despite the good things that I have said about this one, I would honestly give this movie a complete miss. Because it doesn't really do anything that would warrant going to see it on a big screen, nor does it really do anything that would warrant watching it in the first place, in any format. Okay guys, that's my review of The Current War. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And what's your favourite Benedict Cumberbatch performance? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. And until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!